My name is Jeffrey Delaney. I live in Naples, Florida. This morning started like any other. The alarm went off at 6, the sun rose over the palms, and for a moment, everything felt normal. But somewhere between the first Florida sunrise and the bathroom, I had a realization. My forehead was quietly taking over my face. So I did what any reasonable man would do. I booked a ticket to Istanbul. Not for a vacation, not for the food, not even for the history. I was going there to get my hair back. I am here in Istanbul, Turkey at Dr. Serkan's hair transplant clinic. I was greeted with a friendly face, a handshake, just felt really at home and comfortable. Everything's very well put together, very modern. They're probably the best in the world.
Does it feel real now?
Starting to feel really real. I got marks on my head saying how many grafts I'm gonna get. I'm a little anxious, but also excited to see how they do.
What are you most curious about?
I had already gone through the doctor's consultation. I'm curious to see where they're gonna pull the hair from, how many they're gonna place to be able to get the best outcome and the best look per V.
How do you feel about the plan?
Spot on. Dr. Serkan was very thorough, knows exactly what he's doing. He's straight to the point. They're gonna fill in the crown or the vortex of the hair. They're gonna do about 2,700 grafts.
Does it match what you expected?
Pretty darn close. I showed him a picture of when I was 35, 36. I probably need to not go that aggressive so people aren't like, holy cow, this guy trying to look 35 again. Yesterday, actually, during the initial consultation, they bring you in here and they get 3D or 4D images. Actually, looks like it's 20D images of your head.
So pretty much we have this device that has 8 built-in cameras, which takes pictures all around, like from the sides, from the bottom, and the top and the front, which pretty much gives us a 3D image of the patient's head. So we can do like calculations per square centimeter regarding the hairline design and the shape. And we do have the dermoscope, which allows us to get pictures close up. It has a light on from the donor side, from the frontotemporal areas right here, and also the crown area as well, which allows us to see the condition of the existing hair in nanometers. We check the thickness because a single hair strand needs to be around like 100 nanometers for us to call it healthy. And also it gives us an idea about the density per square centimeter. About the graft types also, we can see the singles, doubles, triples, quadruples over there. And it provides us with a report for us to make sure that we do the right arrangements for your case. This device has been pretty much manufactured and filed by our doctor. And it had the award from Germany in 2020.
I'll tell you, being that I had a transplant a couple years ago in South America and then coming here, I feel like I'm doing a hair transplant in the future. The surgery is happening tomorrow. Appreciate you, Dr. Serkan. Let's go get some hair. Today is 1 day post-transplant. They're very thorough here. We actually, first thing they typically do is they'll bring you up here. They'll do a cleaning. They'll check the transplant area, also the donor area, make sure that everything is nice and clean so you don't get any infection. And then once I leave here, which is about a 10 or 15 minute process, they actually take you downstairs and they go ahead and they're going to give a red light therapy session, usually 10 or 15 minutes. It's near red or 650 nanometers NM, near red light laser. Basically helps sell your energy, circulation to the scalp to get it to start repairing and healing a lot faster. Once they get done cleaning, how thorough they are here, they actually have you do red light therapy, which helps with mitochondrial energy. So it's going to help with circulation to the scalp. It's going to help ATP with cellular energy. It's going to help remove inflammation away from what's going on or what they did the day previous as far as with the transplant and the donor area. So having a red light therapy is amazing to improve the overall outcome of a hair transplant.
Here's your graft report, sir. As you can see, this is the total graft numbers that we extracted and implanted on you. This basically means this one follicle can give up multiple hair strands to you. When you do all the calculations...
How many hairs are probably going to come from the transplant?
Exactly.
I gotcha. Most places in the world or in the country, they charge per hair. So like you go to the United States, like this would cost $30,000 or $40,000.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that. If you were to go to South America, this would cost 3 times more than here.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of people need to know it's not just about, are you getting grafts? Are you getting follicles? If you're getting follicles, how many hairs are in the follicles? And obviously you multiply that, you get a lot of hairs. Right? So for not a lot of money. So
I know.
that is why you guys are one of the best.
Well, we're here for the people.
Yeah.
We do what we can, right? People really don't realize that once the hair is implanted, they think it will stay there forever without using treatment. It's not how it works.
The post is probably more important than the actual procedure. I mean, who's doing it, how they do it, the type of transplant. Hands down, like I've been going through it firsthand. You guys definitely are one of the best, if not the best.
Thank you.
But you could transplant all the hair in the world if you don't do the other things to support the hair, circulate the hair, nutrients to the hair. Good luck trying to keep it. So, you know, don't get a transplant and do nothing else afterwards and expect it.
You're going to well, exactly. You're going to end up losing it anyway because of the genetic situations. Let me explain to you how to wash your hair.
Okay.
So in 2 days from now, you're going to start washing. We would like you to do once a day.
And I'm going to use the ND kit, the kit that I have, the ND Bio kit.
Exactly. Yep. So first you will take our lotion, put it in a bowl. We want you to put 2 pumps or 3, your choice, and then add a little bit of water, not too much.
Okay.
And then dilute it with your hands, either with your fingertips or your palm to the implanted area. We want you to go gently dabbing like this, right? And then to any donor area, whether it be your chest, beard, or the back head, we want you to go circular motions.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we want you to let the lotion sit for 1 hour.
Okay.
And on top of that, we want you to take our shampoo, put it in your hands and make it foamy. And apply it on top of the lotion, the same method.
Okay.
So after that, wait like 5 minutes. And now, no shower heads because we don't want any pressure, as you would know. So get like a water bottle or a cup, and then we want you to go dropping it down like this to rinse it off.
Okay.
Right. We want you to keep this up for 10 days first, and then your scabs will start to form. When they form, we want you to get rid of them using the circular motion on the implanted areas as well now. And by the 15th day, we are going to require some pictures from you. The moment you're out of here, your post-operation care, their name will be most likely Mark. They're going to be sending you an email. And within that email, well, anytime you have questions, anything at all, they'll be contacting you and you'll be contacting them back and forth. It's just going to be, you know, communication all the time. When you send the pictures, they will see if your scabs are done. If they're still there, you're going to carry on for like 1 more week. If not, that's it. You can be done with the washes. Yeah, exactly. And that's basically everything there is to explain, really.
All right.
And thank you.
Well,
Thanks for listening.
you, man.
Absolutely. Anytime.
So I've been referring to Dr. Serkan here in Istanbul, Turkey for a few years now. I would say maybe 20 or 30 clients just through years of being in health and wellness and preventive healthcare. I have men's clinics all through Florida that help men not only fix their hormones, but also help them be the best version of themselves. And one of the components is if they don't feel good about themselves, they don't like their hair, what are you going to do about it? At an early age, I started losing hair. So I kind of dove through who's the best in the world, who does the most transplant, who has the best outcomes. So as years have gone, I've referred patients here, all with amazing outcome. And I brought a group of guys with me this time to be able to get a hair transplant and be able to fix my front hairline. I'll tell you right now, after going through the process the last 2 days, he will stay my #1 referral source for hair transplants across the world. From the time I arrived at the clinic here in Istanbul, they had everything taken care of for you. From picking you up from the airport, taking you to the hotel, making sure you had a perfect itinerary. You knew where you had to be, when you had to be there. They made sure that all the stress of being in another country and getting it done was gone. From the time you walk in the clinic, you already know this is the clinic to get it done. I was impressed, and I'm a pretty type A person. I have multiple clinics throughout the state of Florida. I know what it takes to run a high volume operation and be able to still keep quality or level of care, or attention to detail, and they do that here at this clinic. I'm super impressed on how well oiled of a machine it is here. The guys that I brought most of their procedures, they did have anywhere from 3 to maybe 5,000 grafts. They did have their head shaved. They actually did long DHI with mine, so they did not have to shave my hair down. They were able to keep the top of my hair a little bit longer and still perform the procedure, which is gonna allow me to recover a little bit faster, get back to work a little bit quicker, and make sure that I'm back to life without skipping a beat. So either way, the procedure here, second to none. Dr. Serkan is amazing. His staff's the best I've seen. The operation is top notch and well oiled. If you're looking to get a transplant, I would highly recommend Dr. Serkan here in Istanbul, Turkey. Okay, so we're roughly a little over 24 hours post hair transplant. They did long DHI method, so they didn't have to shave my head down. You could see the extractions or where they extracted on the back of my head. Usually I recommend shortly thereafter. A lot of times you could do it when you get back to the States, but post-transplant, you could use exosomes, umbilical-derived exosomes, which I do at the clinic. Copper BPC TB, so copper peptide GHKCU with BPC 157 and injectable TB 500. We'll mix in conjunction with the exosomes, hyaluronic acid, with a couple other things, niacinamide, PDRN. It makes it more viscous, so it's actually gonna be thicker, so it stays on the scalp. It'll dry pretty decently onto the newly transplanted area. So I'm basically gonna take the concoction, I'm gonna place it on the head. I already took care of the other guys. It's gonna allow this to heal up faster. You have kind of this really unique 2-week window. The faster you get the transplant to take, heal, scab, and mitigate as many lost transplant hairs, the better off you're gonna be. Normally we'd have somebody do this, but I'm gonna do it to myself. I'm not gonna rub hard. I'm just gonna spread it, make sure I get full coverage on the scalp. Normally you would microneedle this. If you get a transplant, usually you wanna wait at least 60 days before you cause any trauma to the scalp. I'm just placing the exosomes, the copper, the BPC 157, TB 500, hyaluronic acid onto the scalp. Every hair that was transplanted, I'm trying to make sure I have full coverage, and it's gonna allow this to heal up drastically faster. Now what I recommend is usually 15 minutes with a red light or near red light infrared cap. It's gonna initiate circulation, ATP production, and get everything healed up as fast as possible post-transplant. Kind of boring, but really cool. So I had a lot of people ask me why Turkey? Why are you gonna fly all the way to Turkey to do a hair transplant? Why don't you do it in the States? Why don't you do it in South America, which I've already vetted out? Honest answer is you get a lot more for your money. You get a lot more experience for your money. You get way more thoroughness from start to finish for your money. If I go to the States, 5 or 6 times more with less expertise and less experience. Why am I crazy to go in Turkey? I'm actually really smart for going to Turkey. He's probably the best in the world, most cost effective, and does pretty much from start to finish the best I've seen. Can it get better? Yes. That's what you have me for, to be able to kind of refine that process pre and post hair trans to get the best outcome. Next question, is it worth it so far? Yes. Now it's my job to do what I need to do to make sure the aftercare is done appropriately. They go through a whole class on how to make sure your aftercare is great. But you got 10 days, you'll follow up with pictures, and if everything's good, you go back to regular showering, regular washing. A lot of times I recommend Spartan shampoo. I've kind of vetted that company out. I used to recommend Nioxin. I do like Spartan a lot better, so that's my new recommendation for any guy that is starting to lose hair. Do I feel it was worth it? Yeah, having more confidence, I guess, and not worrying about the widow's peak and the front hairline going back. I know people look at me and think I'm crazy, but everyone has their own kind of complaints and dislikes about themselves, and so if you got a dislike about your hair, do something. If you don't like the way your body looks, do something. If you don't like the way you look physically, get in the gym, start eating better. It's do whatever you feel that's gonna make you happy, and don't let anyone change, or say what you should or should not do about yourself. So God bless.